Hey there, cats and kitties. I am the Blues Man, Johnny Blues, and with this particular video, I want to talk about another movie I happen to love called 1 Hour Photo, starring, of course, primarily Robin Williams, but also featuring appearances by Connie Nielsen, Michael Vartan, Gary Cole, the very awesome Gary Cole, Eric LaSalle, and others, written and directed by Mark Romanek. Now, this is a movie that, for me, is like a modern-age Psycho. It's a psychological thriller that really cuts to the bone, chillingly, I might add, to something that's part of the social mechanism, which is, of course, taking pictures and going to like a photo place, a 1 hour photo, a photo mat, what have you, getting those pictures printed, and, you never quite know what goes on behind the counter. In this particular case, Robin Williams is playing Cy Parrish, Cy the photo guy, he's known as, and he has a particular obsession, being that he's grown up alone, and there are hints that there might have been abuse in his childhood and stuff like that. He has a psychological obsession with a particular family, a seemingly loving, happy family of a husband, wife, and child, who he's been actually stealing the pictures of over the years. I mean, going back to when this kid was first born, and now he's like 9 or something in the movie, and so he has a lifetime of personal photos of this family that they've taken in the privacy of their own home, and he's been keeping sets of these. He's like cataloging them for his own perverse, sensation, whatever gratification he gets out of it. He seems to think there is more of a personal connection with them than there actually is, and ends up, sort of going on the lam to kind of follow them a little bit. He sees that, the mother of the family, played by Connie Nielsen, is reading a Deepak Chopra book, and he ends up going and getting one and running into her, air quotes, accidentally at the mall, reading the same book, trying to start up a conversation with her and everything like that. And it's just very intriguing to me how he gets inside the minds of these people, or at least he thinks that's what he's doing. And everything kind of, a wrench gets thrown in the works, because at one point, Cy is very proud of his job. He really takes pride in getting everyone's pictures done to pitch perfection. Only there's a problem with his machine. There's a slight color tint that's, off or what have you, and he calls in a repair guy. Ends up having a falling out with the repair guy because the problem is actually not that big of a deal. And this gets the attention of his manager. Enter Gary Cole, the awesome Gary Cole, who you may know from Office Space. And he's also playing a Bill in this movie, I might add. A manager called Bill. But in any case, this gets the ire of this manager up. His curiosity is raised as to what is up with Cy. Cy's kind of acting strange. So he starts looking over the numbers on the machine. He starts calculating things, and he realizes, wow, there are a lot of prints that don't sync up with what we've sold. We haven't sold nearly as many. We should have had more money taken in by this. And so, of course, Cy's going to get fired. Now, this all coincides with his realization that the husband in this seemingly happy family is cheating. And so he kind of goes psycho, referring back to that movie. He has a lapse and thinks he must intervene. And I'll leave it there in case you haven't seen the film. You definitely must. It's a must-see for me. Robin Williams is a lifelong inspiration to me, from Mork and Mindy back in the early 80s, growing up seeing his comedy. He was one of the titans for me all my life. And he has a very clear-cut, different role in this film, in that he's very dramatic, very sort of stone-faced and kind of, when he is smiling and laughing, it unnerves you. And that's one of the best things I can say. The cinematography about this film is very plain stated, very meticulous, very slow, deliberately so, to set a feeling of unease, which it does so effectively all throughout the film. And it just ramps up and up and up the tension in a subtle means so that you're not necessarily conscious of it all throughout the film. But by the end of the film, let's just say, you're left awed at what you've just witnessed. And I do believe it kind of harkens back to a dying sort of phase of the social mechanism, because in this digital age, we have cameras, that are digital. You don't have to take them to photo places necessarily anymore. You can get printer quality paper and stuff like that. If you have the means, the financial means, you can do that kind of stuff at home now. You have mobile phones with video cameras. It isn't wholly necessary, and I think it's quickly becoming completely unnecessary to have to rely on photomat-type places like this. So in a sense, I almost feel like this movie is harkening back to a dying art form, or at least a dying psychological, fixation of being fearful that somebody is taking your personal stuff and, what could they be doing with it behind their closed doors, that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, this, basically is an awesome, awesome movie. A just riveting performance by Robin Williams, and everyone in this film is actually, a step above as far as making their characters real and making you feel for them or disdain them or be scared of them. I mean, every little aspect of emotion is felt in this film, and I couldn't more highly recommend it. So, otherwise, that'll be pretty much it for me on 1 Hour Photo, and I hope this video finds you well, and I'll catch you all later. Peace.